You know how they get that in here, don't you?
My daddy used to go buy boxes of candy, right? And he used to always be like, "You be so excited to raise money for the school and to sell the chocolate bars for the school." So he bought boxes of chocolate from like the store and made us sell all the candy.
Oh man.
Like we would be out all day selling this candy. If it's hot,
Yeah.
the candy bars would melt. We would go put it in the refrigerator and then go back out. Like we could not come back home until the box was sold.
Oh wow.
Like absolutely sold.
Did y'all get to keep the money?
And yeah, we did keep the money, but and that's the thing. Some of it, not all of it.
Yeah,
Daddy got
right. He got to get his cut.
Got to get his cut. But that was my taste of entrepreneurship. But I hated it. I didn't understand what he was trying to do. Why we had to do that? Like we kids. I'm like, what is this? I don't want to go door to door selling candy. But we found one customer who would buy all our candy at one time.
Oh, that was the cheat code.
Yes. Once we found out he was doing that, we used to go to his house first. So he would take all of the candy bars and he would buy them all up every time. We always stopped at his house first. Yeah, he used to buy about 20 bars from us every time. And our box is pretty much almost gone. But that was my first taste of entrepreneurship, not realizing then what it was. Yeah. But now like, oh, I see what Daddy was doing, because like I said, he was always an entrepreneur, had a business and all that kind of stuff. So he kind of was the first person who kind of showed me entrepreneurship and what it would be like, even though we hated it at times. So yeah.
So what did you learn from that?
Man, I learned that we had to make our own money, right? And two is ownership is great too, because we used to hate that my daddy used to take some of the money because we felt like, kids too, we did all the work. Why you gotta get a piece, right? And so that kind of taught us too, like we have to have our own stuff, not that was still to me like I was working for him because he had to get a cut. So because he did invest in the candy. Technically, right? Because we didn't have money to. Yeah, he had to take the money to buy more candy so that we could make more money. Yeah. That was definitely something I learned too. Is that the money that we invest into business, we have to make sure that the profit that we're putting it back into our business so that we can get more product, more service, or whatever it is that we offer our customers. Yeah. So that was one of the things that I look back early, later on in life and was like, oh, this is why he did that. Customer service skills, just being able to talk to people and convincing them why they need to buy our candy. Early. Early, like buy our candy. We wasn't raising it for nobody. Right. We was literally selling candy for ourselves. So we had to figure out ways to tell people right. Buy our candy
every week.
Yes, and I also learned that people will buy stuff for kids. It don't matter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They support children, and I honestly I recommend anyone to put their children in entrepreneurship early because people will patronize their business just because they're kids, and they always feel like kids do having their own business, trying to make money. Entrepreneurship they want to support. So it was we always sold our candy. We always made a lot of money selling candy. But that was really what I really learned from that. So
that's a dope lesson. Shout out to you, Pops. For that you. Is it anything that you would want to replicate for your kids?
You know what? Yes, my daughter Melody, and she's actually in the studio, guys. But Melody loves the fact that I'm an entrepreneur. She tells people that I have my own business, and we're actually working. We were supposed to launch her business last year. She wanted a photo booth business. So that's what we were working on. But things have very much evolved with the 360 machine and all that stuff. So now we have to tap back into it and say, okay, what route we want to take. But we definitely are still going to offer her photo booth services. We're hoping and planning and praying that we can launch it next year, for her business. So definitely. Me and my fiance were working on a book for our 2-year-old. So we're introducing these things early, even though my 2-year-old don't quite understand. But the fact that she'll have something in her name before she even realizes she do, that's so powerful. That's something that, that we stand for. I'm so for entrepreneurship, and that's something that I've put into my child. My child goes tell her teachers, my mom has a business. This is what she does. So she markets for me.
Right.
She markets for me, and I have teachers emailing me, or she say, "Mommy, can I get some of your business cards?" My teacher asked for it. So so she's already learning entrepreneurship and knows that I don't work for anyone. And Melody, her being the oldest, she's seen from when Mommy was busting her tail at a corporate job 9 to 5 to now being able to just travel with me anywhere I go and be able to actually enjoy life and don't see Mommy, coming home late, those kind of things. So, that's what she's seeing, and she's seeing how our life transitioned from that to now. And she talks about entrepreneurship and having her own business, and she's interested in those type of things. So, just being able to experience that from just us in the household is definitely something that she's looking forward to having for herself.